So we're live and we're going to wait for just a little bit on some people to come in and then we're going to get started. We're going to have a really good live. We're going to talk about why some people aren't getting the results that they want to in dating. Now, I've actually started coaching, not because I wanted to make my life busier, but because as my audience has grown on TikTok and on YouTube, people have been hitting me in my DMs, in my emails, and saying, hey, I got this question about dating. I got this question about dating. Now, what makes me an expert? Couple things. I'm an expert at fucking up. What's up, David? I was married for 12 years. I built up great businesses and I built up a great life with my ex wife, a life that when we broke apart, we both continued. In addition to that, I've been all over the world. I've traveled the world. I've talked to tens of thousands, if not 100,000 people. I've had great relationships with people. I talk every day to counselors, therapists, other coaches. I'm really heavy duty into this. And I'm somewhat of an influencer now, to be honest. Over 150 million views online and counting and growing. I've done well over 1,400 videos now. And I got a lot of information from those videos, from men, from women, people who are single, people who are married. And what's up to everybody coming in the room? I appreciate you guys being here. Let me know who you are and where you're from. Put that in the chat. But we're going to really talk about why people aren't getting the results that they want out of dating. Now, what have I created so that my dating life is stress-free? Because as I'm coaching, I talk to all my clients, and you know what the first thing they complain about is how hard and stressful dating is. How hard and stressful dating is. Oh, Tom P, it's so hard. It's so hard to date. It's so stressful out here to date. It's so hard to find somebody. Then when I look at their dating profiles and I start asking them questions about their dating life, they're completely confused. How in the hell can you find what you want if you don't know what you want? You can't. It's impossible to do. So the main thing that I try to do as I'm going through this process and coaching people and helping people try to date is to try to first figure out what it is that they want. Okay, I'll give you an example. A female that I am coaching right now, 40 years old, just got out of a long-term marriage. Her kids are grown, pretty much gone to college. So now she's stuck in this purgatory. So I had to ask her on our interview, the first session we had, 5 times in a row, what is it that you want from dating? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to achieve? And by the way, when you meet people online, that's a great question to ask. What are you looking to get out of dating? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to achieve? I had to ask this woman 5 times what it was that she wanted out of dating. And she finally admitted to me that she basically just wanted to date casually and have fun and get her cheeks clapped. Listen, what I found out is 40-year-old women are as ready to go as 17-year-old boys. That's what she wanted. She wanted to have fun. So I look at her dating profile and I'm like, well, if you want to have fun, why does your dating profile saying looking for a long-term relationship? She was like, I don't know. I was like, see, you broken my first rule. What's my first rule? Be honest with yourself and others. That's the first rule about dating. You must be honest with yourself and others. So then when we got down to the nitty gritty of what she was looking at, I was like, you need to change this to say casual and FWB, friends with benefits. And she was like, oh, no, Don, I could never do that. But that's who you are and that's what you want. Do you see what I mean about being honest with yourself and others? So you're going to put LTR, long-term relationship. That's what you want on your dating profile. So then you're going to attract men who are looking for long-term relationships. And then when they're talking about being exclusive and having a relationship, now you got to tell them that's not what you want. It becomes a disaster, an absolute disaster zone. So that is our first rule. Be honest about what it is that you want. Be honest with yourself so you can be honest with other people. I see this a lot in the men that I coach. A lot of men think if I don't lie to a woman, I cannot get her to sleep with me. That's a misconception, gentlemen. We live in a new day, a modern era. There's a lot of women out there that want to find a friends with benefits situation. But I tell you what will happen if you lie to women. She will write cheater on the side of your car. You'll be getting new tires, new windows. They don't play. These women out here do not play. But if you tell a woman the truth, if you're like, hey, listen, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. I just got out of something serious. I'm interested in having a good time. We can go on some cool dates. We can Netflix and chill. We can do some fun things. But I'm not looking for something that's serious right now. So I don't want to lead you on and tell you that I'm looking for something that I'm not. Women can respect that. Now, they may or may not accept it. They may accept it, fine. They may not accept it, fine. But you maintain your respect as a man, and one day they might spin the block. That's what it comes down to. So, let's talk about attraction for a second. A lot of men that I talk about when I look at their dating profiles and look at the people that they've matched with, and a lot of men's super swipe, which is not great. Now, there is a proper way to super swipe. There's a proper way to do it where you can get more of the matches that you want. That's one of the techniques in coaching that I teach, is how to properly super swipe. Now, if you don't know what super swiping is, it's just swiping right as many times as you can. But there's a technique to it to get the best results out of it. And that's one of the things that I teach people, teach men specifically. Women don't tend to have this problem. It tends to be men. The dating market in terms of online dating is heavily skewed towards women. So men have to take it a little bit further, take it to the next level. So one of the things that I see on men's dating profiles all the time is they've matched with a bunch of girls that they're not attracted to. It's a bunch of women that they're matched with, they don't like them. Not like seriously. We're sitting there and we're going through a guy's matches the other day. And we're trying to see, if you were setting up a date with these women, who would be the person that you would set up a date with first? That's what we're trying to see. Who would be that person? So we're going through the matches, and he was like, yeah, man, but she's not really, I like my women, BBW, to borrow Drake's phrase. And I was like, well, then why did you match with a woman that looks like she's 110 pounds right here? And he got quiet. And I was like, I'll tell you why you match with her. Desperation. You're lonely. You desperately want a date. It's like, this is not the way to do it. I was like, you super swiped. You power swiped. That's what it's called. Power swiping. You power swiped, didn't you? He kind of put his head down and was like, yeah. I was like, I can tell. Because the women you've matched with do not fit the body type that you're telling me that you want. So you wasted a bunch of time, and now you got to either unmatch these girls, or some people go on a crappy date. They're on dates with people that they shouldn't even be on. Some of y'all shouldn't be on these dates that you're going on with people. Ladies are notoriously bad for this. Ladies, women go on dates with men because they're bored. They got into an argument with their friends. The main guy that they want to see ain't calling them back. They want some attention. They want to feel special. So they go on a date with a guy that they're not even interested in. And then she's going to tell you, gentlemen, I'm celibate. Nope. She's celibate with you. She's not celibate. She's celibate with you. So you got to understand that. So as we're going through this guy's dating profile and we're looking at his matches, I said, listen, here is what I will do for you. I gave him an extra hour of my time. I said, let me log into your account. You've expressed to me the type of women that you want. Let me set your account up in a better way. Let me change your bio because his bio sucked. Let me change your bio. I got him good pictures. I set up a photo shoot for him. Got him great pictures. So he was getting more matches just off of the strength of, I said, okay, wear this, this, and this. Let me send you to a professional photographer, get some good pictures. It cost him $100. He already had the clothes. He just needed to send the clothes to the cleaners, get them looking perfect, and go to the photo shoot. So he goes, he says, okay, cool. He gives me the login. I say, give me a week. I gave him actually more than an hour. I said, give me the week. Gave this man a week. Now watch what his matches are. So we meet again this Friday. Watch what his matches is going to be now. You have to do things in a particular way because one thing that I understand is how algorithms work. I've been in music software for 20 years. I understand how software works. And algorithms are very sensitive. And if you as a man are going through on Bumble, if you're going through on Hinge, if you're going through on Tinder, BLK, one of these other dating websites, and you just power swiping, just like, man, I need somebody. Let me just, hopefully I get lucky. You're destroying your algorithm, completely ruining it. But if you are swiping on the type of women that you're attracted to, if you're swiping, and this goes for ladies too, if you're swiping on the type of women that you actually want, then guess what happens? The algorithm adjusts. And now all of a sudden, you're only getting the women that you or the men that you are attracted to. That's what it really comes down to. Now, for the men out there that are going out with women that they're not really attracted to because they're just trying to clap their cheeks, let me tell you something, gentlemen. You better off paying for it. You're better off paying for it. You're risking too much. You guys are out here wasting time, money, energy, effort. You're risking pregnancy. It's cheaper to just pay for it. I don't understand, gentlemen, why you do this. Ladies, let me tell you something. There's a lot of men out here that will say, well, I ain't spending no money on a woman on a date. I ain't taking her to a nice restaurant. I ain't taking a woman on a nice date. You know what it is? Because they're not dating women that they really want to be with. They don't even want to be seen with some of these women that they're out in the world with. And we got to get this out of our brains. You know how I know this happens? Because I did it. I did it. And when I stopped doing it, my dating options got a hell of a lot better because I wasn't wasting time on dates with women that might have been very pretty, but wasn't my type. Can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. You're wasting time. And I'm gonna say this to the ladies. Men know when you have a roster. It says it in your body language. It says it in the way that you talk. Because it's not open and sincere. You're very guarded. You don't want to slip up and say something wrong. Men know. Men are not stupid. They're very intelligent. They're very smart. Men know in your body language that you got a roster. So you might as well be honest. Don't lie, because men can respect someone who's honest. They can they can respect someone who's transparent. If you are a single mom, ladies, do not lie about it in your dating profile. Do not leave. And when I say lie, I mean leave the kids part blank, unanswered. Well, I don't really want him to know that I got 4 kids. I'm going to wait till he falls in love and then I'm going to tell him. Come on, man. You're setting yourself up for a big failure, a huge failure. People need to know where you stand before you go out on the date so no money is wasted. This is another reason why I coach my clients against coffee dates. Coffee dates are a terrible idea. I'm sorry. It's one of the worst dates that you can get. It's not a romantic atmosphere. It's usually during the day. It's a cheap date. A woman is not going to look her best for a coffee date. You can't get a woman to get all dolled up for a coffee date. Nope. You're going to get regular schmegular. That's what you're going to get. I want to see how a woman cleans up. I want to see how a woman presents herself. So instead of a coffee date, do this. Do happy hour at a high-end restaurant. The average drink is like $6. Average appetizer is like $7. So we talking about less than $50 with tip. And she's going to dress up to go to a nice restaurant because guess what? They have a dress code. So Maestro's happy hour, Ruth Chris happy hour, Fleming's happy hour, your local nice mom and pop steakhouse or seafood house. That's the place to go. Here's another tip for men. Another tip for men. Learn your community, learn your neighborhood, assuming that you live in a decent one. Some of y'all live in the hood. But learn the nice, quaint, reasonably priced restaurants in the community. The mom and pop's Italian spot down the street. The great Mexican spot down the street. The great pho spot down the street. And introduce yourself to the owners and the managers so they know you. That way, when you need to make a last minute arrangement for a date, you can go to one of the spots where you're a regular there and go there often to eat. Instead of ordering something off a DoorDash, get up, go outside, go to that restaurant and order something to eat. Say, hey, Jim, how you doing? Good to see you. Just thought I'd come in and have a bite to eat. That's building a rapport with people. So when you take your date to that restaurant and they say, hey, Don, how you doing? Good to see you again. How's that project going? Oh, it's going great, Jim. I'm almost done. The woman looks at you like, damn, these people know him. And she might say something to her. She might say something to you like, oh, you bring a lot of girls here, huh? Say, I love eating at this place. I come here I come here often by myself. I come here often by myself. I would never bring you to a place. Tell her this. I have a rule. I would never bring you to a place where I don't know the menu. I don't know the food options. You have an allergy. These people will look out for you and look out for that. You have special dietary requirements. These people will make the food the way that you need it. She will appreciate that. Listen, gentlemen, you don't have to spend $1 million in dating. But stop asking women to pull up, come through. You're a grown man. Because guess what? If you're not telling her to pull up because you want to have intercourse with her, that's misleading. And you're breaking rule number 1. If you're not telling a woman, hey, I want you to pull up because I want to have intercourse with you, you're misleading her. Hey, I'm with that Netflix and chill. You with it? Don't try to act like you just wanted to come over so y'all can talk and get to know each other. Come on, gentlemen, come on. I saw someone in one of my videos comment, and I wanted to talk about this. This is very important. I meant to do a video about this, but I'll talk about it here. I saw them comment, well, if a woman is really into you, she don't care. She won't care what you do for a date. No, that's not quite true. I really enjoy steak and lobster. That doesn't mean I'm going to go behind the building of a Roof Chris and dumpster dive to find the steak and lobster that was thrown out. I'm not doing that. Yes, a woman will go on a date with you, but if she could like you and that date is so terrible, so poorly organized, it's so bad that she'll never go on another date with you. You can't take a woman to the park to walk around the park if you're a terrible conversationalist because you're trying to save $30, $40. If you're an amazing conversationalist, if you're a poet, a songwriter, you play guitar, and you tell a woman, hey, I got my guitar, let's go to the park. And you sit under a tree with a blanket and you gonna serenade her because you're a good singer and a good guitarist, that's a dope ass date. But if you don't know what to say, your conversation game is subpar, why are you taking her on a walk around the park? What, y'all just gonna walk and look at each other? That date could have been had without you getting in your car, spending money on gas, and driving to the park on video chat. The date needs to represent the man. I'm going to say that again because it bears repeating. The date must represent the man. And it must represent the man while simultaneously taking in what that woman likes and dislikes into account. Think about it. Think about this. Think about it this way. Let's take the guy that plays guitar and sings. Well, if that woman hates music, that date won't work. But if that woman puts on her dating profile, I love R&B music, and this guy learns a bunch of R&B songs before the date, and he brings her there, lays a blanket down, maybe bring a bottle of champagne, pour some champagne, and start playing for her and singing some of her favorite R&B songs by some of her favorite artists, she will never forget that date in her life. You did two things. You're comfortable because that's what you do. You play guitar. You're comfortable. And you touch something that she really likes. That's a match made in heaven. Now that's proper dating. And it didn't cost you much. Let's say, for instance, if this woman loves to be outdoors and you love to play golf, the perfect date for you is Top Golf or Putt Putt. Perfect date. She wants to be outside and enjoy the sun. You love golfing. Top Golf, Putt Putt. Let's say she's a gamer. She's a gamer and you like tech. You like scary, exciting stuff. A virtual reality arcade is dope as a date. You guys go in the virtual reality spot and you fight zombies together. A lot of you guys don't get second dates, gentlemen, for women that you really like because you do not understand the process of setting up a proper date. That's something that I help my clients with. We do the research. We recommend dates that will likely get you date 2. You can get date 1. Many men can get date 1. If you can't get date 1, you really need my help. Ladies too. If you can't get the date 1, it's you. It's your pictures. It's the way that you got your profile designed. It's you. And I'm talking about online dating because a lot of people online date. Tinder last year is the dating website that was responsible for the most matches. Then Bumble, then Hinge. People are online dating, especially people under 35. Those statistics hold. Now, let's look at it this way. What's up, Thor? Welcome in. Let's look at it this way. You go on date 1. Date 1 goes amazing. Now, you got date 2. What you gonna do? The time between dates is your most critical ally. The time between dates is your most critical ally. You need to dive deeper into what she wants, likes, needs. Same thing with you, ladies. It's okay for you to come and make recommendations. Hey, what you think about strawberry picking? If he grew up on a farm, but now works in the office, cherry picking or strawberry picking might be dope and nostalgic for him. I grew up on a farm. Well, I grew up working on a farm. The time between dates is a critical informational gathering time. So what I do with a lot of my clients is, Thor says, show females some alpha and she all over that. Absolutely. Women like men. We live in a society today where the word toxic masculinity is heavily thrown around. But then women will tell men in the next breath that men of this generation are just too weak. They don't know how to lead. What I've learned is you got to be yourself, gentlemen. And you got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with taking the hit, somebody saying to you, oh, well, you're a toxic, masculine man. Be like, okay, well, I guess that's who I am. That's why you see so many toxic, masculine men with beautiful women, with great girlfriends. Women will say one thing online, and then when they talking to their girls, they be like, girl, I wish I could just find a man who would take charge. I wish I could just find a man that will, just say, we got reservations at this place. I want you an address. I'm going to pick you up at this time. And then they be all on social media talking about toxic masculinity. Come on. So let's talk about the information gathering phase. How do you gather information? No, you do not stalk them, people. You gather information by asking a person open-ended questions. And when someone answers a question and they allude to something else in that question, ask them to expand on it. For instance, if a woman tells you she's into, and I've seen this multiple times on social media, if a woman tells you she's into thrifting, she goes to thrift stores, checks out different bags or furniture and, redoes them and then sells them on the side, ask her more about that. Ask her how she got into that. What sparked that interest? Because that road will lead to another road, which will lead to another road. So when you're having a conversation with her at the next date and you say to her, It's this really cool thrift spot, not too far from here. It's about a 30-minute drive. How about we finish our lunch and we go up there? She's going to be excited for two reasons. Number one, you're taking her to do something that she loves to do. And number two, you made a plan. You heard her. You listened to what she said. Women loves it when men listen to them. They love it. And for all you women here that are like, yes, yes, share this live with the man that you're dating or the men that you're dating and tell them to go to this mark in the video. Your informational phase is critical. Gentlemen, you got to stop talking about yourself so damn much. You got to. I get women that tell me all the time that men talked about himself the whole damn day. He talked about himself, Don, he talked about himself the whole day. Thor said, we are running out of real men these days. I agree. And that's why I started coaching. Because I'm a real man, because I was vetted and helped made a real man by real men. And so I'm going to help the men today. You got to stop talking about yourself so much in dates, gentlemen. That's why I recommend you read at least 1 hour a day. Read things that you're not accustomed to reading so you can expand your vocabulary and expand your mind. This one guy that I coach, he says a lot. It is aggravating as hell. And it comes from his mind not being adequately expanded. He's reaching for words. He don't have the vocabulary that he could and should have. And I was like, okay, bro, I got to give you some homework. You got to read 2 hours a day. An hour in the morning, an hour before bed. Get off the PS5 and read. Because the type of woman that he wants is well-read. So you got to be able to keep up with the conversation. Like, he's got this woman he wants to date. She's in book clubs. She likes American literature. I was like, well, you got to start reading some American literature. Or guess what? Y'all going to go to dinner and be sitting there at a lovely candlelight dinner, and you ain't going to have nothing to talk to this woman about. She's going to be talking to you about American literature, about something she's reading. You're going to be completely out of sync, and she's going to find that completely unattractive. Come on, gentlemen. Come on, gentlemen. Now, let's talk with the ladies. Ladies, just like Thor said earlier, and everybody who's in the chat, hit that up button. Hit the like button. Everybody's in the chat, hit the like button. Thor said something in the chat earlier that was really good. Thor said, running out of real men these days. You're right, Thor. But on the other side, we're running out of feminine ladies these days. Running out. We are running low on feminine ladies. How do I know that? Because I'm sending some clients out on dates, and they're saying, hey, we're going here, so the dress code is this. And the woman shows up not properly dressed. Bad attire. Can't do that. Can't do that. Ladies, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're going on a nice dinner date, it is nothing like a woman walking into a restaurant or you walking up to meet a man, because most of you guys meet the first time, and you have on a beautiful dress and heels, makeup and hair done. It's just nothing like it. Thor said, let's be real. They wild now, these females. Not all, but some. If you don't know how to be a lady, find someone in your church, in your community, in your family who is a lady, and have them help you, ladies. A lot of you guys, ladies, are being put into men's rotations because you're just not feminine enough. So guys will hang out with you, but you're like, well, why won't he take it to the next step with me? For a reason. For a very good reason. You're not feminine enough. You ain't wore a dress since 2012 when you graduated. That was the last time you wore a dress. Y'all out here with leggings on and cut up jeans going to nice restaurants. Learn to dress for success, ladies and gentlemen. And gentlemen, while we're on the topic, one of the things that I do in my coaching services is wardrobe consulting. I help you find the look that's best for you. Some of y'all, man, you just don't know, or you colorblind. Because I'll have men take a picture of what they're wearing out for a date, and I'll be like, hell no. Now, whatever you put on, you need to be comfortable in your own skin. It needs to say, okay, this is me and I'm cool with this. But some of you guys, gentlemen, think just because your top and your bottom is covered and you got shoes on your feet, you're good to go. It don't work that way. Your clothes should fit you, gentlemen. Your clothes should not have, shouldn't look like they have a bunch of little balls on them. They shouldn't be bally. That's not the type of man that you want to represent. That shouldn't be the type of man that you are. And it's not hard to find clothes that fit you and that look good on you and that you're comfortable in. Gentlemen, you can never go wrong with black. You just can't go wrong. Everybody looks good in black. And it's a power color. It's a power color. You can't go wrong with a nice black shirt. You can dress it up. You can dress it down. Hit me up. I have some favorite places for men, no matter what budget you're on, to go and get you nice stuff that's going to work within your wardrobe. And you send your shirts and your jeans and things that you're going to wear on a date night. You send that stuff. Doris said tats and a black shirt. It's a dope look. You send that stuff to the cleaners. Have it hanging up in your closet. A lot of you guys be rushing on dates. You're ill prepared. Because remember, one of the things that I coach my guys is if the date is at 7:30, you need to be at the restaurant or the place to meet that woman by 7:15 at the latest. If she gets there before you, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. It just is a bad look, gentlemen, because you're not really leading if she gets there before you. You're not leading. You're not leading. And you don't look like you're a man with a plan, a man that knows what's going on. You look like a guy that's late, even though you're on time and early. If you're supposed to be there at 7:30, get there at 7, 7:15 at the latest. That way, also, if it's not a restaurant where you can make a reservation, you can just go up to the maitre d' or the host and say, hey, party of two. Your name is already on the list before she ever even arrives. This should be simple, easy stuff. But clearly, as I'm coaching people, no one has told them this. Gentlemen, some of you guys are really short and you're very insecure about your height. First things first, you're going to have to get over your insecurities. If you're super insecure about it, see a therapist. But you're going to have to get over your insecurities about your height. Now, doing my coaching, there's things that we can do about your height to give you some more height. But you're going to have to beat your height here because you can't control how tall you are, but to a certain extent. There's a certain extent you can control it. Hit me up and I'll tell you. But why, gentlemen, if you're 5'3" in your dating profile, you have women up to 6 feet tall? I mean, this type of stuff seems very simple. You have not filtered out women. If you 5'3", you put on shoes, you're gonna be 5'4", 5'5". You should be looking for women who are 4'10". And I know what y'all thinking, and stop it. Stop it. 4'10" to 5'3". There's plenty of those women out there that's shorter. If you get a woman that's 5'7", and she's 5 and you're 5'3", and she feels insecure when she sees you at the restaurant because she's taller than you in her 6-inch heels, you done messed up. You got to get qualified options, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of ladies that I do coach tend to be tall, 5'11", 6 feet tall. I even coach one woman that's 6'1". They're going to have to be okay to have a wider selection of options with men that are 5'9", 5'11". Only 13% of the men here in this country is over 6 feet tall. We all got to make some adjustments. It takes some give and take to find your person. So let me talk about what I'm getting ready to implement for men. I'm going to do it for men first. And then once I get my men's side solidified, I'll do it for women unless enough women are interested. I already got a bunch of men interested. So let me tell you guys what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing weekly group coaching sessions for men. Best practices for dating, tips and tricks, date ideas. I'm going to let men ask questions about things that they're having a tough time with so that if other people in the group are having the same issues, can let them know. We're going to talk about everything from the way that you dress, cologne, restaurants, styles, trends, events. We're going to talk about everything. Getting over breakups. We're going to talk about my dating rules and how to apply them actively. And it's going to be an exclusive group. And I'm going to sometimes and some days bring in other dating coaches, bring in therapists, bring in, event planners, club promotional people. I want you guys, restaurant owners, I want you guys to understand what gets people's attention when you're taking a woman out. The do's and the don'ts. Because a lot of you gentlemen don't understand. So when you go to a restaurant, instead of being treated like a person that they respect, you're just treated like a part of the herd. When I go to a restaurant that I like, I'm never treated like a part of the herd. I'm treated like, oh, that's Don. Don't worry, you didn't make a reservation, but you're VIP here. We got you. Now, this is the way that this project is going to work. I only have a certain number of slots because I can only do so many questions. It's $99 for the month, for the entire month. So that's less than $25 per session. And I'm going to do it in groups of men. You'll be able to see me. I'll be able to see you. I'll be able to share my screen. We can go over dating profiles. What will happen when you say this? What will happen when you say that? Getting results, how you get those results, how to resolve conflicts, what's the best opening lines, how to ask for the date. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to get deep into the weeds to help you guys. What's the best dating site for you specifically based upon the type of women you want to date? We're going to get into the weeds. So it's going to be $99.99 monthly. It'll happen at a day and time that works best for everyone. But you got something going on, you miss a session, I'll be posting that session on a private YouTube channel that only the members will have access to. So if you miss something, it's like, what were they saying on this? Let me go back. You can go back and listen. The sessions will be 40 minutes long, 40 to 45 minutes long. I will allow people to submit what's important to them in email before the session so that if everyone is on the same page about, hey man, I keep getting ghosted, we can tackle that. And also, we're looking at doing this over a month-to-month basis. So, for instance, if you get everything that you need in 2 months, I don't care about you signing no contract for 12 months. The plan is to get you on track, on point, and move you out so the next person can come in to fill your spot. Because I run a whole nother business, gentlemen. It's just been an outcry for this service. So I'm going to offer it. And 99 bucks is less than a pair of good shoes. And that's 4 sessions a month. It's pretty good, $25 a session. So, again, the sessions are going to start the last week of March. And I'll be going out of the country for a little bit the last week of March for my birthday. But I'm going to have my first session before I leave the country for my birthday. And between that time, you guys can send me your topics and we can get this thing going. So, if you want to be a part of this session, email me. You can contact me here directly through YouTube, message me here, or you can email me at donpsounds@gmail.com. That's donpsounds@gmail.com. Very easy. DONP sounds@gmail.com. So again, let's go over it. It's going to be a group session. We're going to be looking at online dating. I'm going to be giving you guys techniques that I use to meet women in person. There's techniques. Some women, especially if it's a lady over 35, they still are choosing out of here. Women over 35 still want men to come up to them in public. How do you address and come up to women in public? Because she's giving you choosing signals for some of you guys. She might even smile at you, nod her head, say hi. You're at the gas station, pumping gas. She looks at you, smiles, goes to get something in her car, looks back at you, smile, wants you to come over. That's your cue. A lot of you guys are socially awkward and you don't know your social cues. And a lot of you women don't know how to flirt. You're terrible at it. This is what we're going to be addressing. I'm going to be bringing in women to do role playing. Conflict resolution. What do you do when you're on a date with a woman and she's on her phone, gentlemen? What's the answer? What do? You're dating a woman, you take her out to a lovely restaurant, and she's on her phone. She's on social media. What the hell? How do you address that? I'm going to tell you how to address it. This is one of the things we're going to do in these classes, these workshops. So again, let's just go over this. It's $99. It's 4 classes a month. The class will be held every week. If you miss a class, you'll be able to go to a private YouTube channel and we'll post the classes there. You'll also get email support. So if you say, hey, Don, in the class, you was talking about such and such. Now I got this girl saying this, this, and this. How would you deal with this situation? And I will reply to you. Now remember, I only got a few spots. And a lot of spots are already filled. So I can't get everybody in at once. So if you dilly-dally, you dilly-dally. You'll have to wait till someone drops out. So that's that. So to get in contact with me about the group coaching sessions, you want to email me at donpsounds@gmail.com. Again, that's donpsounds@gmail.com. All right. That's it for me today on this live. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you missed any of the live, it's going to go right up so you guys can rewatch it, the replay. All right. Thanks, guys. Everybody be well.